Hi all, welcome to my YouTube channel Know About Embedded System. In this video, we'll be discussing about storage classes in C programming, and this is also one more interview question most frequently asked in the interviews. Storage classes in C programming. So please subscribe my channel and motivate us to create videos like the storage class defines like this. The storage classes in the C programming is defined in a three different time. One is a three different perspective. One is the scope. I told you already what is the scope of the function, or what is the scope of the variable. The scope of the variable or a function, lifetime of the function or a variable, and storage memory location, in which part of the memory it has to store. These three things the storage class is going to define. Okay, and under these storage classes there are four different storage classes are defined in our C programming. One is auto, register, static, and extern. There are four storage classes are there: auto, register, static, and extern. So with a small definition, we will understand with a one small program as well. Let us understand what is auto, register, static, and extern. So try to understand the definition here. Storage class will define three important parameters. One is storage memory location, lifetime of the variable or a function, and then scope of the function or a variable. These three things the storage class will define, and four storage classes: auto, register, static, and extern. So let us start the first one, auto. First one is auto storage class. Auto, it's a default one. When I say auto storage class, this is the first one and it is a default one. If we can use the keyword, we can use a keyword like auto. Whenever you want to define auto storage class, we have to utilize, or we have to use a keyword called as an auto. So this program, a small program, you can see integer x is equal to 10 we have considered, and we have given a keyword called as auto. So when you're defining your keyword auto followed by integer, then that is called as auto storage class. Okay, so that is the definition of auto storage class and what it defines. If you explore a little more, this is a default storage class. So this is a default storage class. So whenever you define any variable in a main program, automatically that particular variable will be converted into auto. Even if you do not use the keyword auto, you can see here, this is a default storage class for the local variable, so that keyword rarely it is used. So keyword is not necessary to use in auto storage classes. So if I use even integer x is equal to 20, even this is also auto storage class. So for auto storage class, it is not necessary to use a keyword auto. Even if you declare integer x, means it's automatically understood that it is an auto storage class. So that is the definition. And the scope, if you see the scope of this variable or a function, the local block, within the local block, if you are defining your variable, so that scope, the variable scope is applicable within this particular function. So this is my main program. Your variable will be available within this function only. If you access outside this function, you cannot, it will say undefined variable. Okay, so that is called the scope. Third point, if you see lifetime, it exists only block functions. That means if the same thing again, the lifetime is nothing but indirectly it is scope only. So until the function is available, until your main program is available, your variable also will be available. Okay. So under this block or this function will be destroyed upon exiting. That means when you exit from your function, automatically that particular variable will be destroyed, or it will be deleted from the memory. So, and where it will store, storage location, the storage location is stack. For auto variable, the storage location, whatever you are going to use the auto, so that particular variable will store it in the stack. Okay, so I hope the first storage class is clear to all. Very straightforward it is. Okay, the second storage class called as a register. It is very straightforward again. When I say register, So the first thing we have to use here a register. Whenever you're using a register storage class, we have to use a keyword here, register, or registr, register. It is similar to auto keyword only or auto storage class only, but there is a small difference. So what is the difference? We will see now. Yeah, now try to understand here. The first major difference is we have to use the keyword called as a register and storage. The storage of this type of register storage classes will be in CPU register. So whatever you're going to declare variables now, those variables will be stored in the CPU registers. So whatever you're declaring here, those things will be stored in the CPU registers. So if you have a CPU register in your processor, so these variables will be stored in your CPU register. Okay, if there is no any CPU register, by default it is going to store it in the stack. Okay, so it is almost similar to auto storage classes only, but the difference is the variable whatever you're going to declare, that will be stored in a CPU register. Okay. Next point here is, what is the purpose of this register? In order to speeden or in order to increase the speed of your execution, or in order to frequently used variables, to get the frequently used variables, we will be using register. You can see here the frequently used variables, used for variables which are used frequently accessed, and potentially speed of the execution. So in order to increase the speed of your execution, we're going to use register storage class, and your variables will be stored in the CPU register. So this is second one. Then we have static, third one. The static, your storage class, the static storage class is used to retain its value when you pass on to one function to other function. So you can see here, I'm going to declare one variable, integer, static integer, as a static integer count, and here you can see I'm calling counter, and I'm calling counter. But here this is a one function and this is one function. So we have two different functions here. The red color is a function definition, and the blue color what I have highlighted, that is our main program. So what do you mean by static? Means static will retain variable value. It is going to protect your value even though if you call different functions from main program. Okay, so if you observe here, the initialized value is 0, and once if I call, it is going to print as a 1. Second time when I call, it will print as 2. That means since it is a static variable, it will hold the variable updated data, and whenever you are calling next time, it is going to update the new value. Okay, so that is the meaning of static. So let us see the definition here. The purpose of, you can see the main important thing here is purpose. So what is the purpose of static variable? The purpose of the static variable is to protect, or it is used to preserve the value of local variable whenever you are calling functions multiple times. This is very important. So what is your use of static variables? The static variables will prevent, or they will protect the values whenever you call different functions in a different instances, to preserve the value of local variable. Okay, and then what is the scope? Scope is local, default value is 0, storage location is your data segment. Until end of the program, the scope will be available. I hope the static is also very clear. Very simple. Static means it will protect the variable values whenever you're calling different functions in a different instances. Okay, so where it will store? It will store in data segment. Initialized value is 0. So we have again two types, global static and local static. Local static means it is declared in one of function as local, and global means it will be declared before your main program. Okay, that is called as a local and a global static variables. The last one is extern. So what is this extern? So extern means, let us understand with one example here. I'm going to declare one variable called as extern int global variable, and this global variable I'll be using in next program. In the other part of the different program I'm going to use. Here you can see this is declared in a different file, and I'm going to use in a one more file. So whenever you want to access any variable from a different file, then we have to use an extern keyword. Extern means I'm going to use a variable which is declared in another file as an external. Okay, so that is the meaning extern. Now let us understand what is the purpose. First we will see, later we will discuss about the scope. Purpose is to declare the variable or a function that is defined in another file, allowing it to be accessed in the current file. If you want to use a global variable, so here you can see this is my global variable and this is declared as an external in another file. This is my file number 1, this is my file number 2. If you want to use this global variable, and you need to declare somewhere as an external, then only it is allowed to access the name global variable. Okay, so that is main purpose. And the scope is the entire program. So throughout my program I can use extern. Lifetime, it's again duration until the executes your program, until then it will be available. Default value is 0, and the memory storage is, it's going to store in the RAM. Okay, even I hope this is also clear. So we have studied 4 different storage classes: auto, register, extern, and then so we have also studied static. Okay, now let us compare all 4 here. So I have made a small comparison here: the storage specifier, storage, memory, initial value, scope, and its life. So for auto, the storage is the stack. In the stack, the auto variables will store. Initial value will be garbage, and scope within the function, and until end of block, until the function ends. End of block is nothing but until the function ends. Then the second one is extern. Extern storage is data segment, initialized with a 0 value, and scope is global and multiple files you can use until the end of the program. And then static data segment, 0 initialized value, and scope is within the function, and then till end of the program its lifespan. Okay, and the registers, the storage is CPU register. Again, the value will be, initialized value will be garbage within the block and end of block. So this is all about your storage classes. There are 4 storage classes: auto, extern, static, and register. Storage, initial value, scope, and lifespan of the variable or function. Okay, I hope this video is clear to all. So like this video, share and subscribe my channel to know more about embedded system. So I'll come up with the next video. Until then, keep on watching our channel, know about embedded system. Thank you.